Today I am joined by Daz Dillinger, whose mic is still currently muted and awaiting me to unmute it. Let me find that. Bam. There he is, and this is his orc model that I am going to do a paint over on.
Yo. Yeah, thank you very much.
This was all spur of the moment because I needed the practice. I'm like, oh, you gotta get in there and link it all up and do it all. So I'm gonna try to do this paint over because it was a really cool orc. And he had that nice big gun, so I want to do some good shots going on there, some explosion, something. And Daz, what were you working on?
This is a orc killburster from Forge World.
Okay.
They're a Christmas present that I never managed to get because it's been out of stock since November. But it came back in stock for a week, managed to get it, and it's gone. It's gone again.
Some people have been bringing that up with like things being gone, and I now that I'm being around this more, it makes me want more and more of the models. And I like some of them. I'm like, no, you're not
Yeah,
painting. Yeah, don't get it, but I'll still want it. And then now that some people said, oh, this one's missing, I'm like, huh, maybe I should go buy some just because.
it was. Lee was pretty much sort of alluding to that when he was speaking to him. You know that if you want
Yeah,
it, get it. If you want it, get it. That's the way it should be.
yeah, true enough. Yeah, because they got to have their stock and all that stuff anyway.
Yeah, there was a few things I wanted. I wanted the super cannon, that's out of stock. I wanted the stomper because it's such a good deal at £166. You get a stomper out of that.
Yeah. Hey, Wolf Lord Lewis, thanks for joining us.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, I gotta get. There's the Forge Worlds. It's the Necromunda Enforcer that has the dog. So there's an enforcer with a dog, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go pick that up. I don't want that one to
I
go
believe
by.
that one. I think it was a glitch on the website, but they actually said that one was gone as well. But it is back, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna
Um,
go. I'll probably order that then, like today, because I got
I've
a bunch.
got I've got one here that's got a dog. I don't know which one that one is. Oh, it's the Orlok Road box.
Oh yeah, that's another good one. Yeah.
That's in the stash.
For a rainy day.
Yeah, no, as I said to you before, I pretty much try and buy like two of everything when it comes to
Oh, that.
Necromunda.
Yeah. I was not expecting them to release so much stuff this year.
No, and they've got so much planned. Like going to events and speaking to people like Mark Bedford and Andy Hall.
Yeah.
Um, they are so enthusiastic. That's what I love about them. They're so enthusiastic. They're old school hobbyists.
Hmm.
They've got a lot of love for Necromunda.
Yeah, that's what I was like. All right, cool. Just for me is like that, the smaller sizes, I more apt to paint, a squad of those than a whole army.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. 10 models and you're done. You're in the game.
Yep.
Same for Blood
And
Bowl.
and I love the terrain. That's one thing I really enjoy
Oh,
is like the terrain of all that. So I
terrain.
was like, yeah.
To be honest, I had an inkling that, like, before Necromunda came out, that it was coming because they
Yeah.
released a game called Armageddon, and it was essentially just like a little squad game, kind of like Kill Team, but
Hmm.
more gang orientated, but with your normal armies. And the scenery pieces that came out for that game were like, yeah, it was Necromunda. Like, it was just
Yeah. Okay.
you could tell it was in the works.
When did Necromunda come back? Was it 2017, 16? What?
Christ.
I don't even. I mean, no,
Yeah,
maybe you don't have
2017.
somewhere in
Um,
there. Then I don't even. Okay.
I, I went to the Horus Heresy event where they on the last day there was a pre-order for the Orlok gang, like that they had there, like
Oh, okay. So it's got to be
the
probably
queue.
around then.
Sorry,
So it's got to be around then sometime. I just couldn't
I think
remember
so.
how. No.
2000, I think, yeah, 2017. Horus Heresy 2018 is when the Orlok gang came out, so it must have been out before that.
Yeah. It'll be fun. I haven't played. I've looked at the rules, right? I mean, I think it's pretty much close to the old one. So,
Yeah. Even Games Workshop did actually do a how to play it on their channel.
oh, actually, yeah, that'd be a good way for me to catch up.
I used to watch a lot of people playing like battle reports on YouTube.
Yeah, I never watched much of the YouTube. That's why I laugh at the whole concept of me live streaming and being on YouTube because I didn't even watch any of this, And so I don't even, I'm like, what makes a good one? I'm like, why would someone even tune in? So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is Moggy's Miniatures? I think Moggy's here. I don't know. I see him in chat, I think. Hello, Moggy. He had some
Moggy in the
great,
finished his tea, obviously.
he had some awesome miniatures on his Instagram page, I think it was.
Yeah, Moggy's very, very talented. I have to say that because he has some of my models there. No, he is really. I have to be nice to him occasionally.
Yeah. Again, I could have had this one pre-done, but it was all impromptu, so I'm just erasing now.
You work pretty quick. You work quicker than I would with that.
Oh, I'm trying. And this is probably the worst way. So
Yeah,
I'm the worst. They have this selection tool, so I can go around and draw with this line all the way around it.
yeah,
And
like the
then,
lasso.
yeah, so it's just a lasso. So I could go around it and then copy and paste and just, do that whole thing. But see, if I touch like that, I
Yeah,
just touch the screen with my hand, it goes out, and then I don't know how to undo. I can't undo one brush stroke. So it's like this whole thing of. So I do, and if one day I'll figure it out because it'll probably save me like a half hour.
it probably would.
Yeah, like I'm working on this, like the whole first half of the show would be done. Like someone's watching this who does Procreate all the time, and it's like, what is that guy doing? It's like he's doing this the longest, slowest way possible.
The more organic way, though.
Yeah. Well, you know what that is too, because I started by hand, so even how I didn't do digital for a long time, so I'm a what analog living in a digital age.
Looking good though.
Yeah, I'll get there. I'll clean them up nice, and I want to have a nice. I keep seeing that fat barrel on this thing. I'm like, okay, I want to light that up and have him firing something. I don't know what's like behind. Like some of these, I could spend more time and really start putting some structures and some stuff in the background, but it's like I don't know.
No, I get
Sometimes it starts to. It's a close line too between making everything compete with it. You know what I mean? I'll keep it simple. I'm like, hey, just reinforce the awesome miniature and
yeah.
keep the spotlight on that instead of getting too noodly.
I think if people want that, that's they can pay for it.
Oh yeah, well, true enough. No, exactly. Yeah, but because of that, you start using more time because you're trying to do a bunch of stuff. But no, totally. Yeah. This one
Get
is,
some pre-done ones before, like
yeah. And I try to use it to learn and just, get faster. It's like, okay, do a bunch. And that's when I started doing them. I was so like, I'm like free paint over day. And I'm like, how is this going to go over? I'm like, I'm going to probably like make a bunch of crummy ones. And it's going to be, so it was like, I intentionally did it because it's one of those things where at a certain point, you just got to do it. You know what I mean? It was like, just do it. And
oh god,
then,
yeah.
no looking back, just go like, and everyone was, so kind about it and nice. So I was like, all right, they give you a chance to either mess up or whatever and aren't going to like, whatever. So I felt good about it.
Well, probably as quite a lot of people like myself saw what you were doing and have tried to do that with their own pictures in the past. Like
Yeah.
I don't have the skill to do what you do. Um,
Gotcha.
I, I I just tried to. I mean, I've taken pictures with fairy lights behind it and teddy bear stuffing. Smoke.
Yeah, try to. That stuff is so cool, though.
But I remember I did a picture before, and I was like pleading with people, like, can anyone put a background in this for me? Because I just didn't have the skill to do something like that.
Hmm. Yeah, there are a lot. I mean, everyone. Like, I love the color of this one. It's kind of like that rusty. So I apparently have a thing for orange in these because I guess so orange. I'm trying to figure out like why do I use a lot of. I mean, it's got like the explosive hot color. You know what I mean? And a lot of stuff is generally like that. And to me, I always think of like 40K with that with the explosions and that. So and now with talking. I'm trying to like right now I'd usually be thinking about what color I was going to have the background and I do not know yet. So it'll be a surprise for everybody,
Oh yeah,
including me. Could do a cool purple with it.
yeah, that'd be good.
How long did it take you to finish this model to paint, for painting?
Uh, I started that on Friday and finished that on Saturday. I just wanted a
Okay.
quick something to do. I ordered them
See,
back
that's.
in November, and they only just turned up. So Artel has a long turnaround, like for their models, but
Mm-hmm.
when you get them, it's worth it. Like the way that they do their models are just fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you stick it next to any GW, or the scale for me is just perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
It's the
big.
scale that gets me every time. I mean, if just try and here is Gazzy Miguel.
All right.
Where is it? That's better. Just there,
Yeah.
and that is that new one.
Oh, wow.
So he's a
Yeah,
big boy.
no doubt.
And
Huh.
I think the thing that I really liked about it was, when you read the descriptions of the orcs, like in the Great Crusade, they are massive.
Yeah, they did talk about him being really huge.
Yeah, 40k orcs are a lot smaller. It's just nice to have something that kind of looks like what you sort of imagine an orc to
Hmm.
be. And I think with the rescale of like Primaris, like orcs suffer a little bit more now.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. I didn't even think about that angle, but yeah. Yeah, because like scale wise, they were supposed to be kind of the bigger, broodier ones, you know?
Yeah,
Oh gosh, my first whole half of the show is going to be me erasing.
sorry, you
Come
wouldn't
on
do it.
in. Watch me erase. Almost. Patrick Burdine, I actually have a couple of minutes to join something for a change. Hey, thank you very much, Patrick, for joining us. Yo, Moggy, nice of you to join us too. We're just hanging out. It was kind of very impromptu one. I just wanted to get more practice in live streaming, and Daz was available and had a cool miniature, so figured why not.
I haven't actually seen any more of them painted yet. I think I might have got mine a little bit earlier than everyone else.
Lucked out. I'm still waiting. I didn't get my January's White Dwarf yet. I subscribed and didn't get that, so I'm
You
like,
still haven't got it.
no. But what's funny is like a week ago, I got a package that someone had sent on. So I was like, wait, 3, 4 days ago, I got a package that was sent to me on December like 16th or something.
Oh,
Yeah, so I just got that. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's just like, I mean, I know it's going to be the mail. It's not like GW forgot to send out the magazine, but I just don't know if it's like in some processing center or,
yeah.
they just straight up lost it.
I've had a few parcels that I've sent to America that have been ripped apart by customs.
Oh yeah, that does seem to happen a lot.
I think it's the nature of what you probably are sending through the post as well.
Yeah.
Like, but I sent a giant box of crisps to someone. Just
Yep.
um, yeah, that was ripped apart.
They didn't. I don't know if there's, and I don't know what happened to that darn gun. And it was off. And I know it didn't snap because I was careful taking them off. So either
Yeah.
I didn't notice it and it was in the box, and then I got rid of the box.
So
Oh,
I've got
Moggy,
spares.
Moggy got February's yesterday. Yeah, I'm gonna have to contact those guys again just to get one. Might run to the store to buy one. I subscribed because I've been enjoying it. I've always
Yeah.
picked up White Dwarf on and off. That was kind of how I kept like, oh, what he got going on, and I just started really digging some of the articles and like, the new stuff was all in there, so I was kind of like, what's going on, and then when Necromunda came out, I was like, all right, so I started getting it more, so I subscribed. I wanted to get two. I like the cover art with
Oh
the
god, yeah.
yeah, when it comes, subscription, it's slightly different cover.
Something GW have always done well is their artwork.
Oh yeah, like some of the top-notch stuff out there, in my opinion. I,
It's nice going to events actually. Just some of the recent events I've been to, and they've had quite a few of their artists actually doing like live demonstrations.
oh, cool.
You would
I,
love their graphic tablets.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Really nice people as well.
Yeah, it seems like a whole. I haven't been, this is like whatever the last year is my only real exposure to the hobby, community at large, and it's been really cool. A lot of like just I don't know, a lot of creative stuff going out there and nice people. So I'm like, I'm cool. We'll hang out and hang out and chat about the hobby or whatever.
As what my friend said about the first Horus Heresy weekend that we went to, he turned to his wife and went, "This is like being in a pub, that I can turn around and say anything about the Horus Heresy, and everyone knows what I'm talking about."
Yeah, yeah. You're not the only one who has, like, what? What is the Horus Heresy? Only the biggest event ever.
It was just such a small, intimate event,
Yeah.
um, and having the designers and everyone there feeling like really like open and free to tell you about like what they were excited about.
Hmm.
Like, they're just as much fans as everyone else that was there. So
Oh
it's always
yeah, yeah, you don't get to all that stuff if you're not a big fan of it. You're enjoying it. Work like
yeah,
everything else, but at least it's cool. Something fun.
I mean, they started. I mean, before pre-COVID days, they did start going to many more events over in the States. Sending actual like
Hmm.
uh, team and everyone there to do stuff, more displays.
Yep.
More opportunity to go and see things like where you are.
I know there wasn't like when I first started, there wasn't much, and it's like, and it obviously changed massively over the years. I think they got a big one down in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. And there's a
Yes,
couple. There's a normal store. Oh, say that again. What were you gonna say?
it's their Citadel Forge.
Okay.
It's their like Warhammer World overseas, essentially.
Yeah, I might have to hit that one of these days. I was to the UK, but I didn't go there. I was all happy because I got to buy something in a store in the UK. Because growing up,
Yeah,
it's like you just had the what is it, distributor, not distributors, but uh
local game stores.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Moggy says Adepticon. Oh yeah, I've actually been once to Adepticon. You know, I was to Gen Con, but that was like '93.
Gen Con.
Yeah.
Yeah. My first event, I went to Games Day in 1994.
Did you?
Yeah, and I
Oh,
bought.
that's a cool one. Wait, what is
I,
this? I have an old white dwarf next to me. Wait a second. What Games Day is in here? This. Hang on. This is. There's got to be a Games Day in here. I just saw it. So wait, I'm looking at issue 115.
oh, that's an old school one. Yeah.
It's got a lot of Gene Stealer stuff in it. But there was Games Day coverage, and it just made me wonder. I'm like, wait, what year is this? Advanced Hero Quest.
Yeah.
Wait, it doesn't? Oh, Games Day 89. This was Games Day 89.
Who was the Golden Demon winner that year? Who was the Slayer Sword
Oh,
winner?
let me look. So here's the Games Day. Oh, the black and white picture. Andy Warwick. Another popular event was Andy Warwick's game of Warhammer 40K. Obviously. All right, the winners. First place monster. Wait, let me try to find it. I can't believe how good a shape I get. The Golden Demon overall winner was Steve Blunt. And let me see, it was a mounted figure. Let me try to find which one he did. If I was better at this, I would snap a picture and then I could bring it up in the thing. So that's one of the things I do this because it'll help me prepare. And that's actually kind of a cool topic because I have a bunch of these from back when I was playing.
Moggy says in the chat, like, I went to Golden Demon 1994 because I'm old, but I'd like to remind Moggy that he's actually older than I am.
Control. Oh yeah. So okay, this is Steve Blunt's. It's a stunning vignette by Steve Blunt, this year's winner of the Golden Demon Slayer Sword. This model is remarkable because none of the miniatures are standard releases. All of them have been converted in some way, making the model totally unique. Conversion like this takes many, many hours of extreme patience. What also caught our eye was the choice of colors and the subtlety of their application. They gave the whole piece a muted porcelain finish set off by an imaginative and effective base. A worthy victor, I'm sure you'll agree. I see. Too bad you can't see it.
I I think I have that one upstairs in the loft.
when the quality of this live cast improves, you all can see that. Uh, and thanks for joining me, y'all. Us, actually. I can't believe what was funny is I didn't know what I was gonna say, and I was like, man, it feels weird at first. There's like no practice of like just talking to like nobody basically. You'd have chat, so you'd be able to interact with that. But a lot of times I'm staring at the screen, and I was like, the Switcher Stream program that I use, had the ability to bring someone in, and I was like, well, let me test it. I tested with someone in Discord, and I was like, let's see how easy it is, and it came in pretty easy. And I just happened to try it, and I was like, man, I think I see potential in that because it distracts me. And at first, when I start, it's not like I'm overly nervous, but you're like, if I think about it too much, you know what I mean? I'm like, don't think about it, just act and do it. So it's been nice having someone along for the ride.
When you do this sort of stuff, just on the regular, normally, do you watch something or do you listen to music?
It's weird. So right as of now, pretty much nothing. I will be like almost in like silence, just draw. And
Yeah.
so sometimes I did the audiobooks, and so I've listened to a couple of those, but then I often don't. And right now I'm kind of like I've been so busy with it that I'm just like really trying to like when I work, I'm like buckled down, and I don't even like kind of pause for anything. So
Yeah.
I used to watch some things. So depending on what I'm doing, I would put like a background thing on that I saw a million times, but sometimes it just, helps my brain or whatever. So I'd have something on the background. But I do have two audiobooks that I have to get to listen to. So I'll be doing that.
Are they 40k ones? Or?
One, I think, did I stay away from 40K this time? So the first one I listened to was I got the Balsarius Call one. I don't know how you pronounce his name.
Yeah, you pretty much
Balsarius,
nailed it.
Balsarius. I can't
No.
remember. So I got his, and because I wanted to catch up on a little bit behind the, the new Primaris or whatever. So I just wanted to catch a
Yeah.
glimpse of that. So I was like, all right. And then I think that the next two I have are I bought one because I don't know what's going on with the whole the basically the reformat of the fantasy world. So I bought one where Gortrek comes back or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So I bought that book and then I got one I think it was Jericho from Necromunda.
Cal Jericho. Yeah.
Yeah, the bounty hunter. So I was like, all right, that'll give me some flavor of just kind of all, not all the stuff going on, but you know what I mean, a
Actually,
little
I
mix.
have to be nice here. Moggy actually gave me an old Cal Jericho model.
Oh, you guys, that's what I'm like. My friends, you sent three miniatures over that you sculpted on and painted and everything. I'm like, man, my friends never give me anything good. So
Yeah, no, I'm in a hobby group and for every one of ours birthday, we all put a tenner in, and everyone gets something nice.
oh, that's an awesome way to do it.
Yeah, it is quite nice. We could all just spend the £10 ourselves, obviously, like or seventy
No, but
pounds.
it's yeah, it's different.
But yeah, you don't know what you're getting.
That's a
So
cool way.
my friends know I'm a massive Blade Runner fan, so they bought
Oh,
me a
good.
Blade Runner ashtray.
Yeah. God, I love me some Blade Runner too.
Now I asked with the music thing because I noticed you put Nine Inch Nails behind your Instagram video.
Yeah, I will. If I do listen to music, it's usually something like that. Like if it's
Yeah,
40K-ish, it'll be something kind of fast. You know what I mean? Something
yeah.
Nine
No,
Inch Nails.
I have a lot of time for Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah. Okay.
Again,
I
I'm going to
think
show
I
my
almost
age
got it
here. I got to go
erased.
see them in 2001. I think it was no 1999, and the drummer was ill, and
Oh,
opportunity to go and see him again until 2014,
wow.
and it was a very magical moment.
Yeah, that's
I
a.
was on a lot of medication that day as well, so it was probably even more magical than it was.
Yeah. Uh, all right, now time for background color. So, what are we like a half hour into this broadcast, and I finally, yeah, we're a half hour in, and I finally got to something. There you go. At least you're working on your model. So, oh, Martin, the Great Potato Mage, doesn't get you much from GW.
No, he's
Send you,
right. He's
yeah.
right. You don't, but it does get you a Blade Runner ashtray.
All right. All right, colors.
Yeah, this is starting to look a bit filthy now. This tank's got a giant gun as well that sits on the front.
How many points is that thing in a game?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Because it looks
it's one
cool.
of their super heavies, I think. Um,
Okay,
I haven't played 40k since seventh edition either.
gotcha.
So um, I really liked seventh edition as a game. I play it for I have used to play it for Heresy quite a lot.
Hmm.
So I have the seventh edition Orc Codex to play against my Heresy stuff. But I might even have the rules for it in seventh edition. Now, I have a lovely book that Moggy gave me.
Oh, Adeptus Titanic. Which
Uh,
one is that? Yeah, the Titanicus.
let's have a look. Killburster. Here you go. It used to be in 7th edition 350 points.
Okay, wow. So then, yeah, that's because I was asking, I hated that flying brick from the Space Wolves. What's their ship called? The flying one in 40K. But
Yeah,
anywho, it was about like the same price point as that one. So I was just kind of curious what.
yeah, nothing's that expensive for orcs, I don't think. I mean, it shouldn't work, should it?
Yeah.
But yeah, that Space Wolf flyer is. I quite like that flyer, but
So do I.
I'm a big fan of the Assault Ram, which was a Forge World
Yeah.
model. They don't sell it sadly anymore, but hopefully it's one of those that will come back in time.
Wait, so what are you calling an assault ram?
So the Assault Ram is basically like imagine that Space Wolf flyer, but stick two of them next to each other.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
very, very, very nice thing. So it kind of like is the Space Marine equivalent of something that smacks into a side of a spaceship and
Yep.
then just disgorges whatever it wants.
Because they used to have in the old, I think it was Adeptus Titanicus, they had that, I think it was called a Corvus Assault Fist or Pod, but it had it was basically that. The Titan would
Oh
punch it
yeah,
into
yeah,
another one and open the thing, and
yeah.
the troops could go in. I love that
Warlord
kind.
weapon. Yeah, you could carry
Yeah.
10 Terminators in it.
Yeah, I like that thing.
Let me
Oh,
show you.
Martin, be in the. Oh, thank you, Moggy. See, I'm still not good at following all the comments. He said, be in the APOC book. Martin the Great Potato Mage. 30K games, nice.
I've still got the original Adeptus Titanicus.
Oh, yeah, you do.
And
I'm gonna
then your request.
I'm gonna turn it this way so I get more screen. That's a serious shelf.
Yeah, they're good
Wow.
shelves.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, gotta keep all your games in one place. There's your Necromunda boxes. Yeah. Happy days.
Happy days. I what did I buy for Necromunda? I have the rule book, and then I have the book for the enforcers.
Oh yeah.
And so then I probably got to buy a few more books. Oh,
I've been buying everything Necromunda that I can. I've got all the dice.
oh, do you?
Yeah, I collected all the dice, all the cards, every card that ever came out for it. Just on the off chance that
Yep.
someone actually, after COVID actually wants a game. I'm more than set up. Moggy found a Zone Mortalis board that was going quite cheap for me as well.
Oh,
That was
really?
a dream. No, yeah, it was a dream purchase. Like something I always wanted. And then
Yep.
2 months after I bought that, the new Zone Mortalis came out, so I've got that as well.
Yeah, you are ready then. That's cool. Get some games in.
Yeah, just got to treat yourself sometimes. That's the way to think of it.
That is the truth. Especially at this, I was like, at the lockdown was going on, and I was like, I'm not doing anything, and I'm like, okay, I gotta buy a few things.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's just with nothing to do, and it was plus this winter. I'm like, okay, let me get, I'd been saving a bunch because, just with this going on, I was like, all right, if I need programs or software or stuff, I better
yeah.
invest some money into it.
Thing
That
is,
looks cool.
lockdown came in. It's like, oh god, we're all going to stay in. It's like, well,
Yeah, it's been a
stay in
while
anyway.
now. Yeah. And for me right now, at least it's winter here. We just got like whatever 5, 6 inches of snow, and
Yeah.
it was just nice, to get outside some or whatever. But now with all the snow, it's not like it's that opportune or no that good to go out. So I'm like, springtime, get here soon.
Yeah, I can't believe how cold it gets where you are.
Yeah, it gets there. It gets pretty good. I don't mind it. I enjoy the winter, but like I said, it usually it seems like it goes on like 3 or 4 weeks too long. Probably like it's like okay,
Yeah.
get over with sooner, and I'll be fine.
Yeah, it never gets that cold. I'm right at the bottom of the UK.
Oh, okay.
So there's not really we don't really get any snow or anything.
No, because
So
you got that coming off the ocean, and it keeps it kind of.
yeah, but it does get windy.
Oh yeah, I bet. What do we got
I do have to pick my days to go outside and spray paint things.
here?
And that's been another annoying thing. I buy a lot of spray paints. Not being able to go to the shops with COVID.
Oh yeah, yeah. A lot of stuff. The one little hobby shop by me closed. There was like a bunch of places in the one little strip mall that all went under.
Yeah,
I was like, ouch.
I mean, if they've got an online presence, then it's a lot
Yeah,
easier.
yeah, like right now you have to adjust a lot to survive.
Martin's been to Bournemouth. Yeah, it is. It's very windy in Bournemouth, but it's lovely Bournemouth.
Wolf Lord Lewis said I had about 4 days of snow total this year. Yeah, we've had a real light year. It's like basically the end of winter here, and it finally dumped snow. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'm like, it's not going to last that long at this point. And I like it, but that's like I work from home most days, so it's like I'm like,
Oh
yeah,
no!
well, I guess I won't go anywhere today.
Yeah, call your boss, mate.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure I'm sold on this purplish color.
It's warm, isn't it?
Hmm.
It's because we're talking about the cold.
Yeah.
Right. Let's try a bit of Balthazar Gold. I can't actually pick this tank up now. It's sopping wet with schmoo. But I've got a big brass engine that sits on the back of it.
Oh yeah.
I've got an ammo by MiG set here. I'm not being sponsored. Engine oil and fuel, but my
That's
friend
one of my
Jamie.
things. All these models, like all the pieces that when you look at them, they make you want to like, oh, I could combine it with that, and if I just did that
Oh
with
god, yeah.
that, and that's the thing with these models that are like crazy.
I love converting things. It's one of my favorite things
Hmm.
about. But yeah, there's a lot of products out there that you think, oh, that's not for miniatures, but it is.
But it is.
Yeah, like Nurgle Knight's converting for me.
Just
that's been
Martin the Great says just making notes to cut the entire section from the time lapse video. There's, he knows he edits the videos and oh man, yeah, my process is a little. If you watch it in fast, I'm always like, okay, I'm gonna have to put like a seizure warning on it because I close the layers and flick the colors and look again and flick this and get a big strobe light effect. They can.
And get
That's
some.
why they can look at your screen for now. If the strobe gets them. Is it MLG? Is it MIG MLG paints or MIG paints? MIG
It's
paints are
Ammo, Mig Jimenez.
okay. Paints are so nice. These Wolf Lord Lewis likes the olive drab from them.
Oh, yeah, no, the Roller Drab is nice. Yeah, my friend Jamie works for them. I picked them up in Bovington Tank Museum. They're if you're ever in the UK, that is worth going to see.
What museum?
The Bovington Tank Museum.
Huh. Yeah, I would go
Just
see
for
it.
painting reference alone, even if you weren't interested in tanks or Second World War, but
Oh
you
no, I dig
wanted
them.
how things actually look in the real world, it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is one thing you see pictures of something like that. It's another to see them in person, and it's another to be like, I'm glad I have no part of that.
A lot of it is just
I'll keep my
the
grimdark away from me. I'll keep my grimdark in my mind.
Grimdark is my favorite style for.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. It's like I didn't choose the grimdark. The grimdark chose me. All right, let me try to get something going on here. Oh, and I got whatever I did today because Thursday I got the late night. I call it late night. It's like 8 or 9 o'clock stream. I'm like, oh boy. See if I can
How
do
many
this.
hours are you behind? 5 hours.
What was that?
You 5 hours behind us.
Yeah, I think so. 5 or 6. I don't even know what it is right now. I don't even have access to my clock. But yeah, it's like 5 or 6. No, don't like this.
Right, it's good with the gun firing.
Yeah, I want to try it. It's like I know the gun's going to be firing, so I'm basically starting from that and then trying to reverse engineer where I want to be because I don't know what I want to do with the background. And this is partly something because I'm talking to you and checking this and all that that I get a little like lost in my plan. So that's one of the reasons I'm like, okay, you need to practice because this is the point where, I want to be able to do the paint over, but also be able to converse and all that good stuff. Perspective blur.
Yeah, that's great.
There.
It's really big. That's great.
It'll be big. We'll get them. We'll get them there.
You get a couple of spare heads with that guy, and a spare arm as well. They do a lot of.
They give you some
A
good
lot
spare
of
parts like that.
I mean, I was thinking about buying some Ogrins and then just fleshing them out a little bit. Some Killer Can shoulder pads would work well. They're
Hmm.
really sort of same scale.
Oh, killer cans were always some of my favorite models. I love those things. Just the
Yeah, good fun.
simplicity of them.
Have you ever seen the Death? It's not the Death Dread. It's the Mega Dread from Forge World.
Probably, but I don't recall it. So maybe not. I'll have to
It's
look it
like
up.
It's like a killer can, but oversized.
Okay.
It's huge. Moggy built me one of them, actually.
Had to get some for that Firefly. Oh, so he needed the paint for the Firefly. That's what I figured. Yeah, Wolf Lord is making a Firefly Sherman, so that's what he was getting the olive for. Yeah, yeah, Martin. Badly cooked umber for sure.
Yeah.
But it's a great color.
Yeah, first time I went to Bovington, I walked around there and just took pictures of rust.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, that's how you get better. You really look at it and study it and have some good reference. One of these times, I'm going to take one of these orcs, and I wanted to have the orc, but then I wanted to take also one of those gargants, whatever they are for the orcs, and even though it's a different of scale, I was gonna put them together to make it look like the orc is in front and then that's in back.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to play with that one time.
Have you thought, like, when you're cutting, do you save these as like PNG files or anything, like when you cut them out?
I have it. I save them. The app saves it. I have it as a PNG. I have it as a video, and I have it as the master file.
Yeah.
And so I save it as all those, and this iPad is like always on the verge of full because I clean like 20 or 30 of them off, and then they all come back. And
Yeah.
so it makes me, I'm like, I need to be more of a baller because I would just buy another iPad. Be like, I'll leave this one full. Let me just get another one. Because the thing is, if I take them all off, then when I go to, like, sometimes I post them as a 30-second time lapse. Sometimes I post them as a JPEG. Sometimes I want to export the full video of something in the past. And when they're all on here, it's easy. But when I start storing them, then I have to, access them and then bring them back and then, a whole extra steps.
Good. But I'd imagine there's probably a few of them you've done and like different people's models, and then you've looked at it and gone, that'd look all right together.
Oh, yeah. That's why I started doing some of those verse ones where I was taking two models
Oh,
and
yeah.
putting them, yeah, fighting each other. Those are some of my favorites, actually. I still got to get some new brushes, too. I'm overdue on
Oh,
some new
my
brushes.
brushes up there. Yeah. And something I was going to buy today was new brushes, but I got distracted by paint. One second.
Yeah, take your time. Ain't killer cans piloted by crazy grots?
Yes, they are. I don't
Yeah.
think they're that crazy. I think it's the people that put them in them. I don't think they want to be there.
The grot life.
I didn't choose the grot line.
Yep.
No, yeah, I feel sorry for a lot of them. It's the shock attack guns, grots that I feel sorry for the most.
Do they still have shock attack guns in the game?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe bubble chuckers are still about as well. If you're remember them from Epic.
Not really.
They had lots of different, like, I mean, they had the super lifter dropper as well. That was it's always fun, that one.
They don't have thud guns in 40K anymore, do they? Or do they? Yeah, they probably do.
They're still
The
about.
guard.
You can still buy Thud guns. Thud guns are a unit choice for Space Marines in the Horus Heresy,
Oh, okay.
and you can give them some pretty nasty shells as well. So makes them even worse than they are. Yeah, I love them. I think they're great.
I just like the concept, or a lot of times I just like I'd play with stuff I liked or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, thug gun,
Yeah.
cool concept, even though in the game it would like never do anything.
Oh, they are so good in the Horus Heresy. I think they may have been nerfed. I can't.
Oh, okay.
They are nasty. So at one point, I think they were an auto include for certain legions. So I'm just rummaging through my paints.
What are you trying to find? What color?
I bought a few different new brass paints. When the Necrons came out, there was a new Scorponok brass or something like that. Names are stupid, aren't they? But I don't store my paints very nicely as just a giant big box of paints like that.
Perfectly
Yeah,
organized.
yeah, not very organised when it comes to my paints at all. Right, something else I always say I'm going to do. I'm going to make a list of all my paints that I need to rebuy. Paints that aren't very good anymore, and then I never do. There we go. I found a brass that will do. Yeah, that's looking cool. That is looking really cool.
Hopefully we'll get there.
My mecha squid is piloted by both a couple of crazy gobbos and a squig. Yeah, of course.
My Mecha Squig Loon Boss was a shock attack gun grot, Martin says. Yeah, Wolf Lord, I would assume if you don't have any, some fine detail brushes do come in handy.
Always worth picking up a few more brushes. Yep. See, this is one of those paints I need to rebuy. It's Sakura. I can't say paints clearly.
I can't see. Don't
Sakura.
worry. That's my thing with this live stream. I'm like, I can't even pronounce half of these words. I'm like, so I'm literally like, I was thinking about that last night. I'm like, I can't even. I'm like, gonna have to practice some of them beforehand so you don't sound totally ignorant when you're on stream.
Hence why we're not going to call this orc by what it's really called.
Yeah, that's why it's at work.
What was it again? It was Smaz Killer Ard Mitre Nuka.
What a name.
I guess it stops them being sued.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like to buy. I buy different models from different companies quite a lot. Like,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
just
especially there's so many different ones out there now. It's kind of like a perfect time for it. Try one, see what you like, and so many little companies that make quality stuff right now.
I see you've done stuff with Anvil.
Yep, I love their stuff. I love the
Yeah, I'm
they
an
just
Anvil fan.
are you okay? Because I really love how their stuff is all pieced. You can piece it together really well. So like a lot of things swap in and out, and then they just had two big like ogre looking dudes, like all with armor that I just that looks so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got some, and they have their own like little flavor of their design and stuff going on with it. So I was digging it, and I like big chunky, beefy kind of stuff like that, like the armor and the plates and everything.
I ordered from them over Christmas actually, and they gave me, like, if you ordered, I think it was over £30 worth of goods, you got
Yeah.
like a bag of their quality seconds.
Okay. Oh, that's a good way to
And
do it.
there were some entire models in there that honestly I can't see any
Yeah,
fault with them. It was
that's
just nice
cool.
to get something for free.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right, did I invert? Go back over this.
I'm just obviously looking at chat. I'm obviously just going to have to ask Martin what my paints are called every time.
Yeah, it's what it helps. I was laughing because the other day I was thinking, we were talking about live streaming, and so people were streaming games, and I said one of the reasons I don't play like I guess like base building games or anything is that if I build anything and then I stop playing for a few weeks, I can't remember where I'm at. We were talking about
Oh,
XCOM, and then I'm like,
yeah.
I'm trying to like make soldiers do certain things. I was like, I need to start live streaming so that people can watch and then remind me where I was at, what I was
Yeah.
doing. I'm like, oh, that's the way
I
I
don't
would
know how
be.
people can do that all day, like every day. But I used to play a lot of RTS games.
Yeah, I like quite a few back in the day too.
Obviously, like when Dawn of War came out,
Hmm.
I had to have a computer built so I could play that.
That was a great one. That was a great game because I used to be a big fan of what's the I mean, I even love the Dune. I used to play Dune on the Commodore 64, and that was RTS. That was like the first
Yeah.
RTS I played, I think. And then what was the other one? With Yuri's Revenge and Red Alert.
Oh,
Those
Red
two.
Alert, Command and Conquer Red
Yeah,
Alert. Yeah.
yeah, Command and Conquer and Command and Conquer
Yuri's
Red Alert.
Revenge was good. I really liked the first Red Alert. That was one of my favourites.
Yeah, for sure.
Soundtrack for the first game as well. I loved it.
Oh yeah, it's
Well,
funny that you mentioned that. Yeah, that was kind of a classic one then.
but there used to be an RTS game for Epic called
Hmm.
Final Liberation.
Huh. I don't know if I ever heard of that.
That was a PC game. You, it's worth watching, like the cutscenes.
Yeah, that was
They
like Dawn of
they
War to
filmed,
me.
yeah, the cutscenes in Final Liberation, they were live acted.
Oh wow.
So it had like guys wearing Space Marine suits, and like it's worth watching. Like, that was late 90s, that game.
It's like when you, Martin, Florida probably beat Martin. Then again, 136 scale Firefly is only the size of a Land Raider.
Yeah, far too big for a game table in Emperor at a time. But I'm not going to say I don't want one.
Yeah, how could you not?
I still think we'll get one for Adeptus Titanicus.
Oh yeah, they will. Heck yeah. It's probably just like it'll cost so much. They probably like wait to release it when they see the game's going good and all that good stuff. Seems to be really popular just from what I see like on Twitter and stuff.
I think it was one of those slow burners. like it's a big investment to get into. The big box that came out initially, that it was quite pricey, but when you saw what was in it, actually, it was really worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a big ask to expect your friends to start a new game system, like.
For sure.
But what's not to like about Giant Titans?
That's it. What was okay? So Epic Epic was the first one with the little like five little troops on the plates with the thing and everything, right?
Squares, yeah.
And then
Space Marine.
yeah, was it Space Marine? I couldn't so what was the difference between
Yeah.
Epic and Space Marine? It was just Space Marine Epic, or where did that I
It's
forget
the
now.
same thing essentially. It was just the box set was called Space Marine, and then they did
Okay.
another one which was Titan Legions, which just expanded it.
Okay, so that's right. I was like, I know there was one with that, so that's how it happened with it. Yeah, because I played those back in the day. A friend of mine, it was a good game. I did like how that one played out.
Yeah, I've got a child ravaged edition of that upstairs in the loft as well.
Child Ravage,
I
perfect.
literally just played with that like it was toys. Same.
Yeah.
My first ever thing I ever had was the box of Battle Titans for Adapters Titanicus, which was before that.
Okay.
The Warlord Titans, and they were just played with. I had a lot of older friends when I got into the hobby,
Yeah, yeah.
so I mean, my first actual White Dwarf I think was issue 99.
I don't know when. Oh, that's an early one. Yeah.
Yeah, I have issue 18 that was given to me when I was a kid, but I didn't purchase that one.
Oh, well, you still got it as a key. Yeah, that's pretty crazy then. I have to get down to the date again. I was like thinking about it. I'm like, I gotta hone in on when, because I was doing it like Rogue Trader, and I think even before Rogue Trader, I got some White Dwarfs, and I can't. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to remember some of the dates and look at some of the stuff I had purchased and everything.
Yeah. Did you keep all of it? That's the thing.
Oh, man, I had some of it, but then literally one of those things where you move out and your parents get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, of all things.
Yeah, I've been to a few. Like, we have car boot sales here. Been to a few of them and picked up some pretty good bargains off of people's parents who were just selling like when they're at university.
I gotta
I've
get
done
the
all right out
one.
of that.
I have a lot of the books still. The one I gotta get again, and I'm so mad I don't find. And I was looking all over. I'm like, what happened? Uh, the was it Slaves to Darkness books?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to like figure out. I guess they reprinted one, but I'm gonna have to look into it because I want those back. I would probably end up playing that game again.
Oh god, yeah. It's a good book to have actually. Anyway,
I'd be like, I would make some of those war bands.
Chaos Warhammer models are just incredible as well nowadays.
They got some. They just all around. They've been blowing my mind. One of the things I started seeing years back that I was kind of like, oh, is when I saw Age of Sigmar, the new orcs. I just really like the look of those.
The Uruks, yeah.
Yeah, whatever they're called now. Gosh, I really dug how those were looking. And I keep thinking, I'm like, oh, if I ever do fantasy or Age of Sigmar, or what's the smaller scale one? Warcry.
Yeah, the little Warbound one.
Or yeah,
There you go. There's an Uruk converted.
yeah. God, looks. See, they look so like beefy, and I love that chunky armor.
But saying that, the one you're doing now, he's bigger.
He's a bigger boy. Yeah, he is.
He's a bigger boy. Yeah, that's the size that Orc should be, definitely.
Oh wait, what is this cannon on his arm? Does it shoot like big cannon rounds, or is it like
I guess it's whatever the Orc's thinking at that time.
awesome?
That's something I've always liked about the Orc lore is, like it shouldn't work.
But
but
it
because they
does.
think it does. There's a theory about the Emperor as well, that the Emperor is only still alive
Because the
because the
orcs.
orcs think that he's a
Oh,
god.
that's a
So
cool one. Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that being the case.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just all that extra energy added to him staying alive kind of deal.
I think Commodore Yarrick is still alive, actually. I think mainly probably because Gazgar wants him alive.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an old school character too.
Yeah, still going. They re-released his old metal one a little while ago. It was made to order.
Okay.
So I had to pick it up. It was something it was a model that I always wanted and never had the opportunity
Oh,
to get.
orcs get Hollywood clips, Martin says. Yeah, for their guns for sure.
Yeah, that's right.
Just keep firing, never worry about reloading.
Lewis, yes, I do paint on my hands all the time. My thumb becomes a bit of an artist palette sometimes. Uh, I never wear gloves for painting. Should do when I spray paint, but
Didn't an Inquisitor hand an orc a useless bolt pistol and was then shot with it? That would be amazing. That would be funny.
I'm sure that's probably right.
Way to die. Way to get shot with a bolt pistol and you're an Inquisitor thinking you're all hot to trot.
I love Inquisitors. So,
So do I. They're cool. They're kind of like the quintessential of the grim dark, you know what I mean?
oh God, yeah, the Eisenhorn books, fantastic. There's even a PC game of the first Eisenhorn book.
Really?
Yeah, it's narrated by Mark Strong actually.
Okay.
Uh, so whenever I read like the Eisenhorn books, that's the voice I've got in my head now because of that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I wouldn't mind if the Eisenhorn series actually gets a go ahead. That's who I wouldn't mind him playing that role. He'd be pretty good.
I'm going to end up listening to that thing or reading it because I hear everyone talking about it, and I'm not, you know, I know vaguely the story or whatever, but never, you know, read the books or
Yeah,
anything.
it's it's sometimes nice to read like a Warhammer book that isn't just about superhuman space marines sometimes. And then
Oh, for sure.
yeah, and when there is a space marine in those books, they're terrifying.
Yeah, that's what yes. Like I like that contrast. That was one of my favorite things about 40K is that contrast and scale. It's like
Yeah,
you can be this badass guardsman doing all this stuff, superhero, and then a space marine shows up and you're like a little chump, you know? It's like, oh,
yeah. Gorm's Ghost does Space Marine very well as a book series. Like they're very rare, but when they do turn
yeah.
up, it is the end of the world essentially.
Yeah, it gives them the proper what gravitas or whatever, you know.
Oh God. I've always been a fan of books that's like written from a human perspective when they're
Hmm.
in the room. That's why the Horus Heresy works as well, for the fact that the Space Marines are kind of viewing the Primarchs a little bit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
The Primarchs hold court every time, uh, especially in the Siege of Terror books.
Well, thanks for joining us. This was just a kind of an impromptu live stream. So, oh, what did I just do there? Yeah, we're still there.
Oh, so Mark did the Eisenhorn audiobooks too. Well, that's another reason to pick them up.
I can't believe
Funny
because of
idea.
this. I can't believe at this point. So last year in March, I just started having to do whatever paint overs or something. And at this point, I'm randomly streaming with
Gone
like,
to like 60 in seconds.
yeah, what did I just do? Something. Oh, I stopped it. Okay, give me a second.
No problem.
Share this device, share screen. There, I didn't know that. So there, see, that's why you practice because I flicked off the power to my iPad, but I could still talk to you because I was streaming something else.
That's all right.
And now we're back.
No, you're back.
That is why you
And that's
practice.
cool as. That's amazing, mate.
Thank you. I'm trying.
I've been looking up every now and again, mate. That's amazing. You with this tank as well that I'm painting. It came with 2 guns, so it's the one I always wanted was the big gun that sits in
Yeah.
front. But you get another gun which is just so cool. It's like a giant shooter.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow. That's a lot of gun right there.
Yeah, that's going on a night, I think.
That's how they get you too. They give you an extra piece like that, and you're like, "Oh, I want to put that on this, but I need that." It's like a
Yeah.
good, like one extra piece, and then you're prompted to get something else.
Part of me wanted to buy 2 of these tanks.
You know. And then the wallet talks to you.
Oh God, yeah. It's when you buy from like some stores in the UK, like they give you like a point system.
Yeah, so you can get
Like
a
for
little.
each purchase, you get this extra. Like, and sometimes I look and think, Christ, how much have I actually spent? I've
Yeah.
already shown you my pile of shame anyway. So
Sometimes you're better off not knowing. Wolf Lord Lewis, I've painted 2 librarians up in nice red cloaks. Once I've got a third model one, he'll be the third red coated one. Getting his
can't ever have enough
librarians.
librarians. That's Space Wolf librarians.
Get this guy done. Oh, I gotta go check.
Oh, you've done his exhausts on his backpack. Great.
Try and get some sparks coming out of there.
One of these orcs that comes in that set, he has a plate on the top with a Gretchen firing a flamer.
Wait, how do I do this? Oh, here. So I was practicing. If I go back to this view, let me see something. You're going to get shrunk pretty small right now. So if I go back to that view, I have the dead space on the left and the right because of my iPad. So on some of these, I was going to do, and the whole reason I was thinking ads, which is funny because I don't even, it's because of
Yeah.
the old white dwarfs. I love the little ads in the back on the side section. So in my mind, I imagine ads here being like little, just, like the smaller things, like commission painters, whoever else might be on there, like people like in my circumstance, and then have little kind of cool ads like that are geared towards it. So I'm like, I wanted to play with that. So I might get a couple from people. And then, oh, let me see how this comes in. I was bringing over some tweets. Okay, so then on live stream, I can like maybe pull in some tweets and talk about them. I brought this one in just because Tony Kirby, he actually joined the Patreon, and then he took some pictures. It was a gun hauler.
Oh, they're cool, aren't they?
Yeah, and so he took one. I haven't seen one like this because he brought up. I tried a different angle after Artist Empire suggestion, and it was this one, which I really dug. So he took like an up angle, and I want to do this one later because it's got. I was going to use this one later in a composition, like talk about composition and the process because it's just such a cool. It's a composition. It's like the rule of thirds, where it's like the picture's
Yeah,
almost divided into three type thing.
that is your thing at the moment, isn't it? Images from the up.
Yeah. Let
Yeah, it's
me.
good. It's an interesting shot for that model as well because you don't normally see it like that.
Yeah, and that's it. I don't see it, so it's not necessarily like it's the best all the time, but it's not one that, a lot of people set up all the time or think about just because it's, you're used to setting it down in front of you and looking down at it, to take a picture.
Yeah,
But like especially the
can't really
upshots on the Titans, like those Titans, because you get the nice shadow under their shoulder pads where they look so bad.
well, it also makes them look the scale that they are
Yeah.
as well. Like, I mean, if you were to look at a Titan, you're looking up at it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And so, in case anyone is joining us, I gotta look through these. Daz did. Oh, so Daz made this model. This is one he
He's gross.
gifted me, and I painted over. This one was
He is
really
gross.
cool. I know it's such a great one. Um, Let me find another one. I did a couple off you. This one.
I've got another one of them to make.
Do you? That seems like a
Yeah,
lot of
you get
work, but it
two.
was so cool.
You get two
What?
in that box, so it's something I
Oh,
said
do
I'd do. I
you?
will do.
Where was the other one?
Mate, you've done so many.
Yeah. And see, that's why now I have to export all these. I have to
There he
pull them
is.
off here. Yeah, this one is Daz's too. So that's all I have on here. Like it's like full. It's like 30 some gig of paint overs.
Yeah, that one, right? That night started as a little personal project.
Yeah.
My mum had a brain aneurysm, and
Oh,
I needed something to do. I needed something to take my mind off of it. So
wow.
I
Sorry to
went and
hear.
bought
Yeah.
Imperial Night, and I bought a Glockin, and I thought, can I make 2 nights out of these kits? And that was my plan.
Gosh, this
I
one's
did
so
nothing
cool.
but that.
The teeth around the gun on his right arm, like right there, that is so awesome.
Honestly, when you start looking at the Glockin, you're like, this is made for this.
Yeah. And
This is made to happen. Like, such a good
I,
model to do.
yeah, this one came out perfect. I stumbled upon like the perfect ground for this. I really like it's like oil splattery. What like it looks nurgly to me. I was like, okay, that
Yeah.
one came out. Sometimes you do these and you just try to hit something that you weren't expecting. It's like, oh, that looks good. It's like, and I don't know what the background color is. It's almost like a cool mint green or something. I don't know what that is, but I
It's
like how
cold.
that goes.
It's
Yeah,
cold. Very cold. It's nice.
yeah, I like how that one turned out.
I love it, mate. That's still my lock screen on my phone.
I know. I see people. I've not used that. Like, I'll see them have it, use it as like their icon or whatever, and it's always just like cool. It's like, oh, hey, man, someone digs it, and I like it too
It's like,
because it's their model. It's like they can show off their artwork in just a slightly different way with
yeah.
some background and stuff.
Well, it's like the one you did of your robot. I have that as my background on my PC at the
I
moment.
love that one. Because I wanted to play around with the light, and I took a crummy photo, but I overexposed some of it, so like then it makes it look like in a paint over, like there's a big bright explosion. And since I knew I was going to be painting it over, like I put a bunch behind
Yeah.
his one arm, so I knew I was going to like, okay, I'll have like a real big bright light behind him. And that's one thing I need to, I need to start taking my own pictures. I need to paint some so that I can have my own. But
Yeah.
it would help me, taking the photos too. I can, pre-plan a lot of stuff out.
Need to get your enforcers done.
And that's it. I know. That's good. That's the plan. I'll get those bad boys. I'm getting them
Yeah,
done
stop
this year, no matter
working.
what.
Stop working, start hobbying.
Yeah, yeah. I know. That's what,
They are
like,
to be open box at least.
someone was like, video games. I'm like, yeah, my game of choice right now is this little one called Artist Empire, where I try to level
Yeah.
up this little studio. Like, I'm like, that's where all my leveling up is going.
Such a good idea though.
Try to do something. And plus, yeah, getting older, like I always love this stuff, and you're getting older. I'm like, you know what? I'm honestly not going to be on this earth too much longer. I'm like, I better go do something fun or go do what I should have been doing the whole time.
Yeah. Such a good idea. It's given a lot of people a lot of love, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's what it all started with the whole lockdown thing, and I was happy because I was like, I liked it, and I don't, I didn't really much think about like if anyone would, like. I was like, I don't know, they might think it's stupid for all I know. And I was just
Yeah.
like putting it out there, and it, people dug it, and which it goes to show I should have known because I mean the it's so big. There's so many people into the hobby now that it's like, okay, of course other people would like, some
Yeah.
background or some stuff on their mini, but at
Yeah.
the time I didn't think about
Even Superman's into it, man.
it. That's true. It's very true.
So
That's why.
when you started doing these, were you doing this like privately anyway? Like for
No, I no, like I've done illustration and done different stuff for games and that, but I never really took photos and like painted them over like that. And it was the one with the what's that real big gate door? I can't even remember right now. Wait, I gotta bring up, where was I? And I painted that one over in black and white, and I just showed it, and like a couple people liked it. It's like, oh, that's good enough,
oh,
for
I
me.
remember that piece. It's the
Yeah.
Emperor, the doors in the Emperor's Palace with all the flags.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, with all the flags. And so that was like literally the first one I did. And then it was just like, oh, I'll do a couple more. And I did the thing I did right is I told myself, I'm like, if you're gonna do these, like do them fast, like do them fast and get stuff done, and don't like struggle with it. Like just call it good and move on and do a
yeah,
bunch of them. And it was good. Like people got to see them differently. I got to, since I don't have any models that I've painted, it's like playing with someone's model, and I love these things. And
yeah.
there's so many people who like. I love all the different techniques. I'll see people who paint it rougher that I really enjoy. I'll see the polished ones I really enjoy. I see people who do you like brighter colors or duller colors, and it's just like this whole grab bag of cool stuff.
Oh God, sometimes I see Richard Gray
Oh yeah, he is
post a
incredible.
picture and I think, is that a painting or is that actually a model?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
my friend War Master Painting as well. Same thing I get with some of his stuff. You just think, Christ,
Hmm.
how have you done that?
Yeah, they make some incredible stuff.
I'm very much a slap some paint on it. If it works, it
Yeah, yeah,
works.
my rule is if it's done, it's beautiful. Like
Yeah.
that, seriously, for real. Anyone who gets anything finished is my respect.
Yeah, I wondered if you'd just been doing this sort of stuff like all the time, going, I like that model.
No, nope. I just started that, and then, just try to keep, practicing and learn different things and all that as I went along. And like now with everyone's so good with the painting, they all highlight and everything, so I can kind of play into the things, and I learn a lot
Yeah.
too. You know what I mean? You see what other people are doing, and it's like, oh, okay, those color combinations. I'm like, I stare at as many of these as I have, you get like a PhD in color. I'm like, sneaky. What is Martin Potato Mage? Yeah, there's a really good point system with Outpost here in Germany, and they do really good discounts anyway. I think I'm actually now getting something like 23% off. Yeah,
Well, that's not bad.
that makes it a lot better. He said I bought a lot of squigs. Yeah. Wolf Lord Lewis. Yep, they're all going to be sneaky boys who randomly appear, thus the nice red cloaks for his librarians. And he said the Stormfang paint over is my laptop background now.
I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
surprised.
Stormfang.
I'm not surprised that's his backdrop. It's very good.
All right, let me muster him along. I think I'll end up calling this guy good in a little while. Oh, I want to get some more sparks on. See, this is one where, like now, there'd be a little more. Like I want to rough stuff up. I want to put a little more in front of them, and it's like now I could keep going. Like I don't really do like the silhouettes in the background sometimes. Like there was one with these the dwarves. Which one here? Let me
With the fire slayers.
this one. And wait. So
Oh, good.
in the top right of this, I wanted to put like one of those little mountains with like the skull kind of vaguely in the background in the top right with a little bit of smoke so you could see, just a hint of like, some whatever foreboding skull tower or
Yeah,
something. And it's just like at a certain point you just got to call them good, especially like on the free ones.
that is lovely.
I like the blue on this bad boy.
That's a good choice of background color. I like that a lot.
I wanted it to be, it's got to be, it's so much orange, with him, and I got the gunfire and all that. So I was like, all right, let's.
Yeah, it actually looks like he is there. I don't know what gets more paint, this model or my mouth. I'm a total brush licker. I cannot help it.
Oh yeah, because it's quick and easy to do that way.
Yeah, it's ever since I was a kid I've done that as well. It was worse in the olden days when it was Humbrol paints.
All right, let me drop.
I've never
these.
drank my paint water though. I've never done that.
It's never too late.
No, yeah. I've never spilt a pot of Nuln oil either. That seems to be a thing.
Stay strong.
Yeah.
Like this works out pretty good. Like between having like a Twitter and then the Discord and like Patreon, like it gives me a chance to, like you're from the Patreon, so it's like, okay, this person like pays to help support me. So I'm like, I feel like, okay, like I'll test with you. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, these are the people that, come in to
Yeah.
chat with me and talk about stuff. So it's like, all right, they're kind of interested. So it's cool. It gives me a chance to like get to know people better and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun.
It's a good group of people out there. I've loved Twitter for hobby.
Oh, it's been great to me. Like I could see how people, with all like whatever going on in the world and all that kind of stuff. But it's like for the hobby, but they've been so like supportive and just like everyone. I see like they share each other's work a lot and stuff like that, and it's just a good.
Yeah,
It's a good energy, I'm like, all right, because when I sit at home and draw all the time, it's like you're not sharing it with anyone or getting like input or feedback or something. So it does a lot for me with that.
yeah. It's strange when you go to events in the UK sometimes because you see certain people and you think, God, I wonder if that is that person.
Uh-huh.
So when I went to the last weekender, because there were certain things that were on sale on the Friday, I knew Leaky Cheese wanted one. So I said, "Do you want me to pick it up for you?" Because it was selling out. It was
Yeah.
Sanguineous. So I picked him up one. But then the
Oh
next
yeah.
day, I met him in the queue. So it was me, Leaky Cheese, and Chapter Master Valrak in the queue. Lording,
Everybody's waiting for their turn.
yeah. And I hadn't met either of those people before. They were really
Yeah.
nice. But yeah, it's nice. It's a nice event. Like it's a bit more casual as well. Like
Hmm.
so some of these people get, they're allowed to have a drink.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's just life.
got to meet. I think the first time I met Graham McNeil, I met him at the bar. Lovely bloke.
Hmm. Yeah, he's put out a lot of stuff through his time.
Yeah, he's in California now.
Oh, yeah, I think maybe I heard something. Maybe I heard it on his Twitter or something, or pieced that together. I didn't.
Yeah, bit sunnier than
Writing?
Nottingham.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, lovely getting to meet people like Simon Egan, who designs the Primarchs. Like all the Forge World designers, actually, lovely people. Some of the painters as well.
Hmm.
And in
Yeah,
that sort of
that.
setting, bit more loose. The conversation's looser with
Hmm.
them.
And from over there, you got a little more exposure to things that, I'm in the U.S., so you don't have the same access to the people, or the stores and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
So it's good to talk to you guys from over there because it's like I can vicariously live a childhood I never had.
isn't that what we're all doing? Thing is, I had this in my childhood, and I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
I can still remember like getting out of the hobby, getting a bit older, and
Hmm.
then my mum bought me some epic squigger. Like, stop it. Trying not to be interested in this.
Can't help it. Like the design, it was so, especially at the time, like so kind of, I mean, original might not be the right word, but in a way, yeah. Like as far as like a game world, and over here, like the closest you would get is D&D, but the art
Yeah.
it is so different in the 40K world. You know what I mean? It's so much more grimy and
There's no other science fiction universe like it, as far as I'm concerned.
no, same with me.
Like, your good guys aren't really good guys.
Hmm. Everyone's just surviving.
Yeah. It's it's for me. It's my favorite science fiction setting, 100%.
Hmm.
I've had a lot of really clever writers over the years as well. That the miniatures just absolutely insane. And you never thought we'd be at a time when you can get a Space Marine as an action figure.
I know, I know. I bought four of those McFarlane ones.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I did the same for the uh, Bandai one.
Okay,
I
yeah.
bought
I
three.
missed that one, or else I would have got one.
Yeah, it took a while to get it, but I was glad I did it. One's out of the box, one's still pristine in a box, and I gave
Yeah.
one to my friend.
As
Well,
like I did,
yeah,
I bought the McFarlane ones. I got the one color one. I gave one away, and then I got one opened unpainted one, and I think I got
oh yeah,
two or three unpainted still in the box, and then I got the Necron still in the box.
lovely. Never thought they would redo the Necrons like that, but they were really good.
No, I was surprised too, and they grew on me after that. I was like, oh, I really like the new
Yeah,
designs on those bad boys. They look cool. They're doing some incredible stuff.
I didn't think they'd move away from the clear rods,
Oh yeah, I know.
but well, it's great. I had a moment where I was collecting world eaters at the time, and I was sick and tired of painting white. So I just had a weak moment on eBay where I just bought an entire Necron army and just wanted to paint metal. I wanted nothing but to paint metal.
That's funny.
Got myself 2,000 points of Necrons that I've never used.
That's how it happens with this. It's like
Yeah,
spur of the moment, it all sounds really good, and then you're like, oh.
they're not even my favorite race, but it was just it's what I
Hmm.
call my metal phase.
The metal phase. Heavy metal, bro.
But yeah, I got sick of painting white.
Oh, I could see that.
But again, I never thought I'd be in a position where I had a Horus Heresy World Eaters army, pre-Heresy World Eaters army. Never thought we'd have that as part of the hobby.
Yeah.
I mean, like even now, they released a Zote, didn't they?
Yeah, they said they did bring back Zote. Yeah, because everyone was talking about that because they were like, I think if a Zote can come back, then so can, those other obscure ones.
Yeah.
I can't remember if a Zote was in the Slaves to Darkness and the War Bands thing. I think it was. I think there was a Zotes in there. Can't remember.
They used to be the Tyranid forward forces.
Yeah. They probably
Always
got a
been a fan
little.
of those.
I loved so like the first Gene Stealers when those were coming out. I loved that, and I loved I told them the
Yeah.
like the Penal Legion troops, and they used to have the Beast Men like commanders and everything, and the Imperial Guard.
Oh god, Beastmen Imperial Guard. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, you're going to really love reading the Siege of Terror books. Has stuff like that in it, and obviously there's that
yeah,
Beastman that's in the Necromunda game as well.
yeah, yeah. All right, I think I will call this one done shortly.
I'm a very lucky boy. That is
Thank
excellent.
you. This thing was a lot of. It's a cool orc. And I got to practice live streaming, so I really appreciate everyone joining us. I got to get ready for Thursday's late night show. By late night, it's like 8 p.m., 9 p.m.
All
Make sure
right, who's
everyone's
that with?
Hobby Vices.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so he's
What you
coming on
doing? What you
here.
doing?
We're gonna chit chat. I don't know what model I'm painting over for him yet, but I was like, come on, and I just like grabbing random people that I've even interacted with or whatever. I'm like, I don't know, like, come on, and who cares? We'll figure it out. Like, because
Yeah,
I figure, like, after about like 100 of these live streams, I'll have a bit more of a clue what's going on. So just like go with the flow and figure it out.
You can always watch these back as well, can't you? Like,
Oh, it took me. I finally watched one over like last week because I didn't even want to see what I sounded like or anything.
no one likes the sound of their own voice online.
So I was, but I listened to it and not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So it's like, all right, keep going.
No, it's working.
Yeah, yeah. Like, people want to like, come on and like hang out or whatever. So I'm like, all right, that's all I was really doing with
That's all any of us are actually doing anyway. Normally, that's
it.
why. That's why I've got my hobby hangouts that I have with my friends, where most of us are normally working on something.
hmm
Whether it's my friend in Germany doing his ZBrush, he's been
ZBrush is
sculpting.
something I wanted to learn more. I still should.
Look at that.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Uh-oh, the
I'm glad I
stream.
chose that head as well. There was an armored head that came with it, but that head was just excellent.
Huh, I don't know if the stream is down or not. It says stream is healthy and excellent, but I get the replay circle.
Wolf Lord Lewis. One bad thing about my paint scheme is how long it takes to get the wanted effect via dry brushing. I know what he means by that. I don't have that problem with orcs because when I'm painting orcs, I'm painting it like an orc.
I
You just
don't know.
think they're not neat.
Oh, maybe it's catching up now. It's loading on my screen, so I don't see it.
Yeah, it's still on.
Okay. All right, that's why we do this. All right, he said it looks like it's still up for him. Okay, so it's probably just like buffering or something. We're about done here anyway. I love the layers on this guy's shoulder pads. He's got like 5 different layers.
Yeah, no, they're thick.
Yeah. And the whole collar thing, I love it with like Terminators or Space Marines or even like these guys with the big metal, like, I don't know what that piece of armor is called.
I'm not going to say it because I'll probably mess up the
Yeah,
pronunciation and
but
say a
you know what
swear
I
word.
mean. The part around his neck. We know what I'm talking about. That's all that
Yeah,
counts.
no, it's like when you see a model like that, and then you see the GW orcs in mega armor, like they're just square boxes, and that
hmm
just looks like it walks. That looks like it moves. It looks like it's in that universe.
I have to gotta figure out a mic thing. This tapping, I gotta re-listen to some of this and see what it's all sounding like.
Sounds fine, mate. I've been swiveling around in this chair and making awful noises.
I know that's why I'm like,
Like my paint pots.
yeah.
The gorget, that's it. I didn't mean to
Ah,
say it just
see, Wolf Lord Lewis. He comes to. I'm so glad he makes it to a lot of these live streams because he knows a lot of his stuff for that. So, yeah. There. Kill that video.
I think it doesn't matter hearing the tapping sound because like it's actually if you're watching what you're doing, you can hear it. Like
Yeah. You know. All right, all. Daz, thanks for joining me. I think I hear the puppy outside the door getting squeaking, so I gotta go give him some attention. Hope you got some work done, and then thanks everyone for joining
Yeah,
us.